Niaje tena wadau let's Teqcher flight tena hapa nimetokea tena kahesabu manze, na leo tunaangalia deceleration or retardation. Hapo sawa, nice one. So nataka ujue deceleration is the same as saying retardation. And what is to decelerate? Decelerate ni kupunguza speed. Tuseme ulikuwa unaendesha gari yako at 90 kilometers per hour ama 90 meters per second, alafu ukaipunguza ikakuja 40 meters per second. That is called deceleration or retardation. So there is no difference in terms of working out between retardation or deceleration and acceleration. Formula ni ile final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So tutatumia the same formula hapo sawa. Nice one. Example iko inasema a car moving at 24 meters per second came to rest uniformly in 3 seconds when brakes were applied. What was its deceleration? First of all, the car was moving at 24 meters per second and then came to rest. Kumbuka nilikuambia came to rest inamaanisha it came to 0 meters per second. So rest means 0 meters per second. So ilianzia wapi? Ilianzia 24 meters per second. So our initial velocity, this is our initial velocity, is 24 meters per second. It came to rest. It came to 0 meters per second. So this is our final velocity. Hapo sawa. Nice one. Alafu unaambiwa uniformly in 3 seconds. So this is our time, because tulisema time is measured in hours, seconds and minutes. So anytime unaona hizo units, unajua that is time. Definitely when brakes were applied. What was the deceleration? Simple sana. Andika formula chini. A deceleration is equals to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by the time. Tumesema our final velocity is 0 meters per second. Our initial velocity is 24 meters per second. Kwa sababu ilianzia 24 ikapunguzwa to 0. The time taken is 3 seconds. So this is 0 minus 24 is minus 24 meters per second divided by 3 seconds. Hii inakuwa minus 8 meters per second square. So our acceleration is minus 8 meters per second square. But our deceleration, because tunaulizwa deceleration haina hii negative. So our deceleration is 8 meters per second square. So that is the difference between deceleration and acceleration. Deceleration haina negative, lakini ukitafuta acceleration then upate minus, ukipata answer iko na negative, that means it was decelerating. Anything that is decelerating, any body that is decelerating has a negative acceleration. But in terms of deceleration, it is positive. Hapo sawa. Nice one. Example 2 inasema a motorist traveling at 90 kilometers per hour applies the brakes and comes to rest. So alianzia 90 kilometers per hour. So this is our initial ilikuwa 90 kilometers per hour. Then applies brakes, akakanyaga brake and he came to rest. Nilikwambia came to rest ni 0 meters per second. So the final velocity is 0 meters per second, because the initial is 90 and the final is 0, is rest. Definitely with uniform retardation in 20 seconds. So the time is 20 seconds. Alafu naulizwa calculate the retardation in meters per second square. First of all, nikwambie, we have to convert 90 kilometers per hour into meters per second. So how do we convert? Tutasema 90 times 1000 divided by 3600. Hii nilifunza in a previous episode, so be sure to check that episode of conversion from kilometers per hour to meters per second. You just multiply by 1000 divide by 3600, and when you do this, my friend, utapata 25 meters per second. So our initial velocity was 25 meters per second. Hapo sawa? Nice one, nice one. Therefore, acceleration ama deceleration, tumesema the formula is final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So final velocity minus initial velocity divided by the time. So what does it become? Our final velocity is 0 meters per second minus our initial velocity is 25 meters per second divided by the time taken is 20 seconds. So this becomes minus 25 divided by 20, which is minus 1.25 meters per second square. So the acceleration is minus 1.25 meters per second square. However, the deceleration is positive 1.25 meters per second square. Nimesema anytime unaona ukicalculate acceleration upate answer iko na negative, it is decelerating. Lakini kama unaulizwa what was the deceleration ama what was the retardation, just drop the negative sign alafu unaacha ikiwa positive. Hiyo ni deceleration, but the acceleration is negative 1.25 meters per second square. Hapo sawa? Nice one, nice one. Hope umeelewa. In case of any question, be sure to ask. Bye.